Hello everybody, how are you guys doing today? So today I actually have my camera and my microphone again. I'm using a different software to edit my videos, so hopefully the software works because the other software just wasn't really working for me. That's why I've been using my phone. And if this doesn't work, then I have a connector to connect my microphone to my iPhone. The iPhone won't be as good quality, but I mean, at least I'll be able to connect my microphone to it. So yeah. So I want to talk about being in your first relationship after you find self-love, right? And I want to talk about this because the past versions of me, when I was in relationships, when I would be in relationships, I would abandon myself, right? And I would find love outside of me to make me feel like I was validated, right? Like all this love, all of this worthiness, I tried to find in a partner to make me feel, like I was lovable. I didn't give none of that love to myself. So, because I was so dependent on somebody else to give me that love, I was in toxic relationships and I was used to, having models of relationships that were chaos. And because you're so addicted to that, like adrenaline of that toxicity, all of my past relationships were kind of like that. So now that I've explored self love, right? Now that I have, done this journey, and there's, like I say, the journey's never ending, it's never done, but because I actually explored self-love and I love myself, now that I am in a relationship, this love is very, very, very different than any relationship I was ever in. It's very soft and it's very calm, and when two people love themselves, right, and come together to love each other, it brings a different type of foundation to the relationship because none of you guys are dependent on each other to give you each other that validation that you believe you're lacking, right? So, for instance, since I felt as if I needed to find love external for me, I didn't understand that I am loved. My relationships were very codependent, right, on my side. And although, I was a hyper independent girl, I was very codependent in relationships, emotional wise, not like physical wise, very emotional wise. So that was a hard journey for me to explore, was self-love. And so I also want to say this, my friends, love, we are love. We are love energy, right? We are the essence of what love is. When we're in romantic relationships, platonic relationships, any relationships, friendships, family, partners that you show your love to, those are ways that we express who we are. Those are ways that we express the love that we are, because we are love, right? Because you are this love, none of this is external from you. And I had to take myself out on dates. I had to, you know how they say like different love languages? Materialistic. Like I bought myself stuff, acts of service. I would do things for myself. I would buy myself things that I like, or create like self-care things for myself. Words of affirmation, I would do that for myself. So all these acts, like love languages that you find in a partner, those are all within you. You have to give that within yourself. When I decided to do all of this for me, when I realized that all of this love isn't external, I'm not missing anything. It is me. Now that I'm in a relationship, it's different. And it was funny because I had no idea that this was something that I was going to confront, because I just wasn't at that chapter in my life yet, that vibrational frequency awareness of dissolving this layer to understand this concept. So this was something that's very brand new to me. And with this relationship, my partner, he's very amazing and we have deep loyalty for each other. And literally, he's everything I could have ever imagined. I could have ever I manifested him. So if you guys actually want me to make a video on manifesting your soulmate, let me know, because I made a video on that. And remember, soulmates, you have multiple soulmates, platonic, romantic, for different timelines. He was just one of them that fit into this timeline that I'm in. And we're literally, it's a beautiful relationship. It's a beautiful, caring and loving and giving relationship. Everything that I wanted is him: to be seen, to be heard, to be loved, to be cared for. And he took me out of my tough bitch era and is literally trying to help me in my soft girl era, because he is the essence of divine masculine. Remember how I said earlier in the video that when you're addicted to that adrenaline, right, that's all you know? So because I'm so used to relationships that are chaotic, that cause my nervous system to be dysregulated, that cause me to have this like like you feel it's like lust, right? Limerence, I suppose. It's like love bombing and everything like that. And because I'm so used to that, because I was looking for love external from me, when I found self love and this relationship that I'm currently in is very soft and calming, and that's not to say that I don't get excited, because I do, but it's in a healthy excitement, right? It's more soft and calming and slow burning. Because it's like that, in the beginning or even a few months in, I was very confused. Like, why wasn't I feeling these big, grand, crazy, chaotic emotions that I'm used to, right? Because I'm used to chasing men. I'm used to like wanting to be validated. Like, I'll be straight up, as tough as a bitch as I am, I'm fucking, when it comes to like loving men, the past versions of me would chase men because I wanted to be validated, and then it would cause a whole lot of chaos within me, which I'm glad that I don't do that shit anymore. It took a lot for me to learn, literally a lot for me to learn, but that comes from trauma and stuff like that. But to get back on topic, so I had to have a sit down with myself and kind of ask myself, like, why am I feeling this? What does this mean? This is very different because I know that I care about him. I know that, he's literally everything that I could have imagined and more. And funny because when I actually drive, that's when I get a lot of intuitive downloads, and I think it's because that's when my mind is kind of at ease, because when I drive I go on autopilot a lot. So when I was driving one day, after having to sit down and, making space for me to feel and to be heard without shame, with trying not to shame myself, a thought came into my head out of nowhere. And this thought, I've never thought this before, and it's not like some big grand thought, but it was a perspective change, because I realized that I like literally dissolved another fucking layer to understanding myself. But the thought came in and it was like, Irene, you feel this way because you found self-love. You're no longer codependent on somebody to give you that love, which you used to be. And because you were codependent, that love felt like it was your entire life, and you would put your entire life around these men. And because you found self-love and you love yourself, and your entire life doesn't depend on somebody else, you found that home within you. This love is different. The way that you approach this love has never been done for me before. I've never experienced loving somebody this way at all. And so it's brand new to me. And yeah, I had that like fucking realization, and I was like, whoa, I had no idea that's that's what it was. Like, I knew that that's what I was doing in relationships, but I didn't understand that because I found self-love, this is a brand new type of love that I'm experiencing. It's soft, and it's fucking different. It's loyalty, and it's different, and it's safe. It's very safe, and I never had that in my environment growing up at all, like as a kid or in any relationship. So this is really fucking different. And although, I can love other people safely and softly like my little siblings, it was never romantic. So this was very, very, very different for me. And I think that it's beautiful that when you're growing and when you're expanding, when you find self-love, how beautiful it is to attract somebody who loves himself. And your relationships are a reflection of the energy within you. You can really tell how much you love yourself by the person that you date. Because you're not feeling chaotic, and because this love is very different and safer, that doesn't mean you don't care about the person, right? Because I was confused. That doesn't mean you don't care about the person. It just means that you're safe and your nervous system feels safe. And because you're so addicted to that dysregulated nervous system feeling, because you're so addicted to surviving, to be in survival mode 24/7, because you're so addicted to that, and you're trying to rewire your nervous system, you're trying to look inward, you're trying to do the inner work, because you've reached a chapter of your life where you spent many years doing it, right? For me, at least, spent many years doing it. And now that I'm, this version of myself, I've attracted this partner who's very soft and caring and kind. And like I said, I never experienced anything like this relationship. This is my first one like this. It's a different vibe, a different experience, because you're now in this energy of, self-love, and and regulating your emotions, and trying to hold space for yourself. So now that you know how to hold space for yourself, you try to hold space for your partner. And so it's very different, and sometimes you fall short because we're humans and we might get frustrated, but it's about coming back and realizing and understanding and keep trying. And I just wanted to say that because this is just something that I'm experiencing. And if you're somebody who is looking for a relationship, or if you're somebody who is doing the inner work and exploring your self-love before you decide to get into another relationship, I just want to say that it might be different when you choose to get into another one. And it's not different bad, it's very beautiful, but the way that you approach relationships and the way that you are going to play your part in this relationship, this companionship, might be a little different than what you're used to in the past, especially if you're somebody who is used to that toxicity. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today, my friends. I love you. Okay, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you next video. Bye.